Hello, my name is Brian Wesley Johnson, and welcome to another beautiful Soulivity weekend. Wow, once again, thank you for joining us for another special Soulivity weekend. Glad that you're here. When an entrepreneur has a great idea for a startup business, it typically starts with a solid business plan outlining its purpose, mission, objectives, and other strategies for success. So, why aren't we doing the same thing with our life? Today we're going to talk about how to map out your own life plan for success with Australia's foremost life coach, best-selling author Shannah Kennedy. Here's a little more about her.
With over 15 years' experience to her name, Shannah Kennedy is one of Australia's foremost strategic life coaches. Her proven expertise enables clients to gain control of their lives in order to achieve their visions and goals. With an intuitively tactical yet caring approach, Shanna applies her knowledge, energy, drive, and spirit to motivate and inspire others to shift their life, career, and business dreams to reality. Author of bestseller Simplify, Structure, and Succeed, and The Life Plan, Simple Strategies for a Meaningful Life, Shanna is also an accredited advanced certified coach through the International Coaching Federation. From individual coaching to group facilitation and workshops, the Shannah Kennedy client portfolio spans CEOs and senior executives, entrepreneurs and sporting leaders, to parents and corporate groups across highly listed corporate entities. Shanna, oh wow, I am so glad you're here on Soulivity Weekend. Thank you for taking the time to being with us.
Oh, I'm super excited to be talking to you all about all these wonderful tools and tips for your listeners.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. The book is The Life Plan. And Shanna, this is such, you know, there's books about like coaching that, I read and I find it, a lot of them are good. But what's especially beautiful about this book is you're taking people's journey to another level where you're talking to them about not about, you know, staying energized, staying committed. It's more about giving them the tools to take that energy that they have and utilize it in a way that is more powerful, more focused, and I would say a little easier on ourselves, right? Because we're the ones who beat up on ourselves all the time when we're trying to reach these goals, and we can be so hard on ourselves, right?
Oh, 100%. The life plan is all about, this is your life, this is your business. And, we don't just say to the business, get energetic, be positive. We actually have to build all of the different departments of the business, don't we? So that we feel like, we're in control, we're kind to ourselves, we've got a vision for our future, we know who we are, where we're going and how we're going to get there. And I think that when we do that, we naturally become quite confident. But if we don't know who we are or where we're going or how we're going to get there, we're really reactionary and on that treadmill of life where we get stuck in ruts, and we have that inner self-critic come in and has a very powerful voice. So know who you are, know where you're going, and know how you're going to get there. And then we're going to have, some beautiful, calm confidence about us.
Right, right, right. What I'd like to do is kind of give people a little bit of your story, which I thought was so fascinating. I tell people, please, when you read books like this, make sure you read all of the book. Go back, read the introduction. There are some really, really juicy bits that put this whole thing in context. Like many of us, one of my favorite movies, it's so cool that you put this in here, by the way. One of my favorite movies is Wall Street. There's so many tidbits and one-liners in there. Greed is good. and from Michael Douglas, who had the starring role in the movie. And it had an impact on my life, and it had an impact on your life. Tell us a little bit about what that movie did for you in that, I think you were 17, right?
Yeah. So when I was 17, and, we had to do work experience at school and go out somewhere. And it's like, well, I don't want to get work experience in a cafe and I'd watched Wall Street, the movie, and I thought, oh, greed is good. Michael Douglas, he's amazing. It looks fast. It looks fun. It looks challenging. It looks pretty damn exciting. So I said to my mum, I think I want to be a stockbroker. She's like, oh, okay. But I really didn't like studying. So, I went there, and I, in my work experience, I was the girl that got the ticket and ran into the crowd to give it to the broker to buy the stock. Well, I was hooked for life. I'm like, the day I finished my year 12 school, I rang a Melbourne stockbroking 15 times until they gave me a job, just every day.
Wow.
Every day, I'm here. Do you have a job? I'm here. Do you have a job? And I just wasn't going to give up. And I think they knew that. And they said, okay, we'll give you a job in the filing department down in the dungeon. And within 2 years, I was one of the first girls to sit on the trading desk. So really high achieving, driven, not studious, but had an incredible work ethic. I had such work ethic, and that's how the journey started. And then within a few years, I realized it was a little bit like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Right.
And I actually thought, this is actually not where I want to be. This is in the late 1980s, 1990s. Mm-hmm. So it was very much like the Wolf of Wall Street. And I really thought, no, it's time for me to change industry. So I traveled the world as a backpacker, as a lot of Australians do, for a couple of years solo. So we just put a backpack on, because we're so far away. We just plonk ourselves overseas and we just walk around and have as much experience as we can. So I did that for 2 years and worked in bars and waitressed and sort of paid myself, got jobs so I could afford to do it, and then came back and decided, I don't really want to go to university yet still. Mm-hmm. So I got a job in the sport industry as a secretary. And
I saw that. I mean, you just went like from one thing to another thing to another thing, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm getting tired." You just so you went from you did this travel thing for 2 years, and then I saw that you, like you were talking before, this sports eyewear kind of job.
Yes. So I got a job with a lawyer who was passionate about golf, and he managed 10 of the country's best golfers, and he said, do you want to learn how to run a whole business from the ground up? And me, hell yes. Right. Absolutely. Right. So he did. And then a big eyewear company, Bolle, saw me at the golf, and they said, we need a sponsorship manager to look after the 200 athletes that we have here over 10 sports. Do you want the job? And I'm like, yes. Don't know how to do the job, but I fake it till I make it, if you know what I mean. I just try. I actually just say yes, and then I try. So That was an incredible job. It was Jerry Maguire. It was flying around in helicopters to sporting events. It was negotiating contracts, but mostly it was about building relationships, because
Right.
I had to compete against Oakley, and the big relationships were, being friends with them, understanding their journey as an athlete. It was
Mm-hmm.
becoming friends with their mum and their dad and the dog and
Mm-hmm.
the auntie and the girlfriend, whatever it took, the whole family.
Right.
So I dedicated my life. I married my job. And
Wow.
I loved my job, and I had no boundaries, and I had no self-care. And it was like the eyewear company was in my blood, the
Mm.
perfect employee, but it cost me my health at the end of the day. So for
Yeah.
the time I was 30, I'm burnt out.
And we'll be right back with more Soulivity Weekend.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Soulivity Magazine and Beyond Words Publishing want to remind you about the importance of continuing to follow public health guidelines to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community. Please continue to wear a mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Please visit these sites for further information about how to stay safe from COVID-19 into the new year. Remember, love protects us.
We work so hard sometimes. Isn't it time for a break? Take a walk or enjoy nature, or maybe a leap or a ride, or even a dip. Spending time with a friend, or some time alone. Whatever it is, always spend time growing and learning with a Soulivity Weekend. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Soulivity TV.
And now back to more Soulivity Weekend. So let's talk about that a little bit, because we were talking offline about this as well, and some of the people who've watched our Soulivity programming, and I've kind of talked about my own life, where I got also like you, these health challenges pop up. First question around this. Do you believe that the health challenge was connected to the amount of work that you were doing at that point, like the stress of it?
Yes, I think I had full adrenal burnout because, I was working, I had no off switch. I was also trying to stay really fit, trying to have friends, going to parties, and then at all the sporting events, I'd go to the after parties, and my body, it just wasn't going to do it. And when it said, I'm not doing it, I said, I'm not listening to you. I'm going to keep pushing through. So, when you have the headache and the bones hurt, well, I'm going to go to the party anyway. I'll just leave a bit earlier. But I felt that rest was lazy. And I grew up in with European parents who, whenever I sat down, said, don't be lazy. So I had in my brain here this thing about laziness.
Yeah.
And work ethic always, there's no reward without effort. And that was the school that I went to. That was the motto. So my whole childhood was built around work ethic. Even though I didn't
Yeah.
like studying, I liked
Right.
working. So it cost me my health. I developed chronic fatigue syndrome. So I was
Oof.
in bed for well over a year. I couldn't drive my car. I couldn't turn any lights on because I'd burn your eyes. You know, I couldn't have any music because my ears hurt. My ears still hurt a lot, you know, in some situations. So that was 20 years ago. That's 20 years ago. I'm in my 50s now. So, you know, it's still something that now, today, 20 years later, I'm still managing. And I say I dance with chronic fatigue. So I have to be careful of my body. I have to really indulge in self-care and protecting the asset, which is myself. And through the life plan, that's really that journey of I had to rebuild my mind, my body, my brain, and how I wanted to show up in the world, because the overachieving, perfectionist, A-type achievement junkie had to stop. It just had to stop. So I'm still a very high achiever. I'm still very, very driven, but a much healthier version of.
And you know, I want people to understand that I think for you and myself, when we go through these health challenges, and it's like the universe's way of saying, sit the heck down, right? You're going to go over here and you're going to sit down and you're just going to be for a minute, because you're doing too much. You need to be right now.
Yeah, you're a human being, not even doing.
Exactly. And so there was a gift that additionally was given to you during this time. Tell us about that gift that was given, this blessing that came through.
Yeah. So while I was lying there in bed for a long time, I really was thinking about reflection on my life, reflecting on all of the athletes that I'd had this incredible insight into. And I thought, no one really cares about them after their sport, after they've achieved. I watch people go from hero up here to zero overnight, like overnight. If you're dropped from the team, if you get injured, and nobody had a life plan. They had a career plan, but no transition plan or life plan. And it all sort of came flooding in from the universe, I think, to say, we can all have a career plan or a sport plan, but what is your life plan? Like, what is the plan for your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, your 80s? And so I really started to develop, like, we're like a tree, you know, we need to develop strong roots, and then we need to train it, you know, how we want it to grow. And then we need to care for it, and we need to be grateful for it and all it provides. And so I sort of felt like it was my opportunity to start studying life coaching 20 years ago, when really nobody had heard about it. That you were a bit ahead of us in the US, but in Melbourne, in Australia here, I think I was one of the first qualified life coaches. So I went into study mode then and studied for a couple of years and opened my own practice to coach elite athletes into retirement, but also to build their plan. And then I started working with very young athletes who are just starting their career and building their life plan, so that they could see that your sporting life has an end date. And if you are not planting past that, you will fall over. And then it turned very corporate, because the corporate athlete, the business athlete, has the same issue. They have their career plan to get to partnership or become a director or a CEO or whatever their dream is, but they don't have a life plan running alongside that. So they forget to build friendships. They might not have the best marriage. You know, their health is dreadful. You know, it takes a huge toll. The kids don't talk to them, but they're very good at doing deals. So I really learnt that we are all athletes of life, and we all need a life plan. And unless we go through all of those little departments, which are in the life plan, they're little departments of how to care for that tree or build that life. And if you leave some of those departments out, we're not going to have a great business, the business of life. So the life plan is all about the last 20 years of study from me and the work I've done from myself. It's about 20 years of coaching elite athletes and business CEOs and breaking it down into beautiful bite-sized chunks for you to just, it's like a massive tapas menu in there of
Right.
all of the skills that I have delved into to rebuild myself for longevity and sustainability, for happiness, for knowing your values. I didn't even know what my values were.
Wow. You know, it is so funny because I know you're like me because I think I had my health challenge about 20 years ago as well. And it was a series of ones that happened off and on. But with each one of them, I look at my life today and I go, if that hadn't happened, I would not have the outlook that I have today. And I would not have learned the lessons that I needed to learn so that, yeah, I want to achieve, I want to have success, I want to have a good life. But that's just not one or two dimensional. It has to include holistically, like my health. How am I feeling? How am I doing? Am I peaceful? Am I going to take rest? Am I going to do some rejuvenation? And so it's just a beautiful story. And I wanted to make sure that people understood that you just didn't arrive at one day and say, oh, I'm going to just start doing this life coaching thing. That you had this trajectory of lessons and growth opportunities and that kind of thing that came along the way.
And I think part of and that developed into a great depression when I was, lying in bed, because I had defined myself by my job title.
Ooh.
So I had incredible confidence because I was the sponsorship manager of a great eyewear company where everybody was my best friend because everybody wanted free sunglasses, of course, free merch. So when you don't have that anymore, where were all the friends? They left because they had nothing to give away. So when we define ourselves by a job title, I love that Roger Federer always says it's just tennis. There is more to life than tennis.
Right.
And I love how Matthew McConaughey always said, my role model is my 10-year-older, better version of myself that I'm always chasing. And so those two people had a massive impact on me, thinking about, I just need to focus on my life, not on anyone else. Just how do I show up in the world every day being the best version of myself? And that's my job. And that is the job that will never go away. And we will have different jobs, that we're doing, the rides that we get on and off, but never define yourself by your job title. Your job is the business of self.
Right.
And we'll be right back with more Soulivity Weekend.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
You can find all the Satanic products at our Go shop on Soulivity at go.soulivity.com now. Shop for beauty products, skincare, hair care. It is all there at the Go shop. Go shop Soulivity.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, The Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Life is full of moments. And when sickness breaks your momentum, from the 5 a.m. stomach bug, or stress and anxiety at work, don't forget you have Teladoc. Great care options by phone, video, or app. 24/7 access to doctors. And access to therapists 7 days a week. From anywhere you are. Day or night. Whatever it is, we're always ready to help. So you can get back to enjoying life's best moments faster. Life is good. Enjoy it well.
Visit a doctor today without even leaving your home. For as little as $19.95 per month for a family plan, you get access to board-certified physicians as often as you need it. And there's $0 for medical visits anytime, anywhere. Register now by visiting soulivity.com/health perks. That's soulivity.com/health perks. And now back to more Soulivity Weekend. Here at Soulivity, we talk about passion and purpose and high quality living. And we describe a lot of that as, okay, your passion is exactly what you're describing right now, which is, how do I show up in the world at the highest level that I can possibly be, where I'm excited. I get up in the morning and I'm excited about what, this childlike awe of what's about to happen. Right. And then that always leads to the second piece, which is purpose, which is about service. And that's exactly what you're doing in this beautiful book and what you've been doing with your clients. You're giving it away. You're literally giving this yourself away. Like, I'm showing up at the highest level, and by doing that, I'm just going to give it to everybody. I'm just going to give this away to everybody and let them do the same.
And that's
beautiful.
why I started to write books, because I was having these unbelievable conversations with my clients where people were completely rebuilding themselves, transforming themselves, and building 20-year life plans. I have a 20-year life plan that's running all time. So I'm always thinking about my 10-year-older self and my 20-year-older self, and my 70-year-old self is saying to me, yes, go for a walk today, every day. My 70-year-old self is saying, oh, thank you for saying no to that dinner party that you didn't want to go to and you rested instead. So I've done the long-term roadmap for how I want to feel. Not who I want to be, but how I want to feel. And I want to feel light, and I want to feel joyful, and I want to feel calm and confident and enjoy my time on the planet. And I want to give, and I want to be grateful. And when you don't look forward and you're just too stuck in the now, there's a bit of an issue. We can't see and we can't make great decisions. So values, vision, goals, boundaries, all in the book, I think should be taught at school. We don't even know what values are.
The earlier the better, too, right? I mean, I think that there's so much socialization around like things like competition and and just striving to be the best regardless of what it does to your body and your health and your relationships, and that, you know, just achievement is the end all. And there's so much more to life and living than those narrow lanes. And so I think if
Well,
like you said, if they're taught, yeah, if they're taught earlier these principles, I think that our children will have better lives. I totally am down with that. Totally am down with that.
yeah. And I think the word achievement, is exciting, but the
Yeah.
word fulfillment
Woo,
has got depth.
there it is. Yes.
So
Yes.
for me, I say to my clients, what would make you feel fulfilled? Is it selling 10,000 books or 100,000 books? Well, that's an achievement, but it would make me feel fulfilled if one person emailed me and say that book changed my life. That's fulfilling.
Hello.
It's not about, because you might get the email that says, oh, some Walmart bought 10,000 books. Well, that feels really great and it's financially great for a minute, and then that's it. And then next month you're miserable. So that achievement is fleeting, whereas
Right.
fulfillment is doing things with purpose. As you said, that's what Soulivity is all about. It's with purpose. And I'm all about clarity, purpose, and direction. So if you've done the plan, if you know who you are, know your values, if you know where you're going and you've done your vision and some goals and wonderful things, then, you can really set into the now and enjoy today.
Right.
Be grateful for today. Celebrate today. High five yourself today that you showed up. And my job every day is, what am I doing consciously for my mental health, my physical health, my emotional health, and my spiritual health today? Because that is the boss. That's the real boss, not the job. The real boss is, I don't have mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health, I will never be able to enjoy today. So let's make that the real boss every day.
Yes.
And it has to be on the to-do list. It just has to be. And that's what's made me a healthier version of being an achievement junkie.
I am over here like I feel like I'm in church or something. Like I feel this energy just coming off of you. I love all of that. Wow. That's living. That's really living.
It's
living.
exciting. It's exciting. The values are on my mirror. I say to people in the book, put things up. We need props. So the brain needs a roadmap. And when the brain doesn't have a map, it gets lost and it likes to be lazy. So if you don't have props around you, like a vision board, like words on the mirror, like, I've got hundreds of sticky notes everywhere to, remind my brain of who the boss is today. And then my values have been sitting here for 20 years. For 20 years, I've been sitting here on this dirty old sticky note. But it really means that my brain every day sees the right order. This is the boss. This is what's important in life. So don't get too carried away with how many books are sold or interviews you do or clients you coach or talks that you give on stage or the 1,000 people in the audience. That's all great and wonderful. But protect the asset and care for yourself and enjoy the smallest thing, the coffee. Melbourne was the most locked down city in the world in the last 2 years.
Yes, it was.
We weren't allowed to leave more than 1 kilometre from our home, and we were only allowed out 1 hour a day. It was, and we had 6 cases. Like, it was really ridiculous. And in that time, every single day, I would say to myself and my family, what is the gift of today? Because everybody was in fear and in panic and homeschooling and blah, blah. I said, what's the gift? I thought the last 2 years was amazing because we reinvented ourselves, didn't we? Yeah. So
I love it.
We had to learn how to use Zoom. We had to learn how to use WebEx. We had to learn to change and to adapt and to navigate and embrace change. And I think that was a great gift. And it stopped us in our tracks to do that reflection work. Instead of getting sick, we got the opportunity to do the reflection without getting sick. So it's now time for the great reinvention about who you want to be for the next 10 years and what's going to be important to you. And the life plan is a really great place to start to say, oh, well, how do I want to feel moving forward? I've got an opportunity now to reinvent as the world opens up again.
Oh, and we can do this every single day, like you were talking about before. We can live our lives from this place where, what is the gift that I'm going to receive today, that I'm waking up to, and live your life like in childlike wonder, in awe, like, wow, this is amazing.
Welcome to your new you with Aspire by Soulivity. Virtual inspiration for your mind, body, and soul. With the help of at-home experts and celebrity guests, Aspire by Soulivity provides tools to tap into the passion and purpose that lives within you. Find classes to educate and motivate you. From nutrition to your body and a whole lot more. So, take the leap. Start your new journey with Aspire by Soulivity today. Sign up now.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Thank you for tuning in to Beauty and Gratitude with D'Angelo Thompson. That's me. We're going to focus on beauty from the inside out and gratitude being the cornerstone of your life. I will have amazing guests from all walks of life, from wellness experts to beauty, tech, fashion, you name it, they will be here. And we have amazing names coming up in the near future. So tune in every 2 weeks, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Soulivity TV or Soulivity Magazine. Thank each of you for watching, and focus on life, focus on gratitude. Thank you.
And now back to more Soulivity Weekend.
I know we've got not lots of time, but I just thought I'd share a little story about how I found wonder in being in lockdown, connected to my own soul for so long, which was actually just how I washed my hands. And so every time you go to the bathroom, which is like every 90 minutes, I was going from the bathroom to the office to the bathroom to the office, because I just coached an enormous amount of people. And it was how I washed my hands really slowly. And I took 3 Roger Federer breaths. So I just channeled in his calm confidence. And then I'd look in the mirror, and then I'd say, what are you doing for your mental health today? Like, what are you telling yourself about the situation we're in? And then every time I opened the door from the bathroom to come back out into the home, just across the hallway here, that was my commute, It was, I'm going to open the door to new opportunity for the next 90 minutes. The next client that I'm going to work with, I'm going to be fully present. I'm going to help them. And then I'm going to go and refresh again in the bathroom and take my breaths, look in the mirror, open the door to the next 90 minutes opportunity of my life, because we never get it back. We never get this conversation back.
No.
That's it.
No.
The hour that we're together today, we don't get it back. So let's enjoy it. And I think you can only do that through the art of breath, through the art of knowing, what's most important to you that day. But it doesn't stop you from being a super high achiever.
No. And again, I want people to really understand that being a high achiever is not evil. It's not this, oh my gosh, I can't achieve and have this. No, you actually can. You can actually have this beautiful, wonderful, high achieving, high successful, peaceful, joyful. I mean, you have to add all the other things in, right? Healthy,
Yeah.
restful, rejuvenation, you know,
Yeah. And I'm a wife
playful.
and I'm a mum. Yeah, I've got, I want to be a fun and inspiring wife. I want to
Yes.
be a present mum. I've got a 16 and an 18-year-old as well,
Woo.
living here. So
And you must be very
there's a
present
lot.
during these.
So
Those are
yes,
special
there's a lot.
years.
They were very special years, weren't they? We had a lot of very special quality time on the couch with thank God for Netflix. But I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. Really beautiful time.
Yeah, I on a couple of other shows, I've had other guests and we've talked about this time, and they mirror exactly what you're talking about too. I know in my own life, I was like, what time have I had in my life where for more than 2 years straight, I get a chance just to be? No distractions, no commute. I can take walks during the day if I want. I can get up early and do other things that I want. I don't have to, I was like, wow, this is great. This is really great. And so you
Yeah.
embrace it.
Bit of
You
a
just
gift.
embrace it. One
And
last
a lot of
question.
people really
Go
did
ahead.
struggle.
No, go ahead.
A lot of people really did struggle.
Yeah.
But I think it was a lesson for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And we'll be right back with more Soulivity Weekend. Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
We work so hard sometimes. Isn't it time for a break? Take a walk. Or enjoy nature. Or maybe a leap. Or a ride. Or even a dip. Spending time with a friend. Or some time alone. Whatever it is, always spend time growing and learning with a Soulivity Weekend. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Soulivity TV.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now.
And now back to more Soulivity Weekend. One last question for you, because I always want to make sure that our audience has something to take away from these interviews that I have with people. In addition to, hey, listen, you got to go out and get the book too, everybody. I want you to get the book too. When you find clients or people that you're talking with, when they get discouraged, right? They're going along. They've got their treasure map. They're reading your book. They're doing the exercises. But as we all do, we come to places in our lives where we may do a wilderness walk. I call those wilderness walks where we've got to go a little deeper. What are some words of wisdom that you give to those people?
When they get discouraged, for me, it is about the written word as much as you possibly can. So when we're feeling good and we're writing, so we're journaling, or I just bullet point in my journal. I don't even write sentences really, but it is the reflection on what you wanted and having your goals in front of you. It's about having the right people around you. So, the first thing I did in COVID was get myself a coach. Wow. Because I knew I would be stuck in my own brain and I'd only hear my own voice and help all of my clients and my family. But I needed somebody as my coach, as my cheer squad going, evolve, change, reinvent, commit. And I couldn't do that for myself. I knew that I'd just become too insular. So sometimes it's about getting the right people around you, because we need to feel connected and part of something, and we need to share the journey with somebody. So I think a lot of people get discouraged when they're trying to do everything all alone by themselves, when they're trying to grow or they're trying to change. And when we're doing that all alone, human beings, the brain just can't do that. It can't wake up positive every day. It just doesn't happen. So having props, all of these props around us to keep reminding the brain of, where we want to get to and how we want to feel, I think is absolutely imperative. Absolutely imperative. And get yourself a little bit of support along the way. The world is so big. There is so much information overload that, for me, simplifying everything just with a coach or with some people and making smaller goals makes me achieve a hell of a lot more.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for that. I'm going to take some of that in myself, because I think that, when you're leading an organization and you're the visionary and that kind of thing, that can be lonely, and that you do need
very lonely.
You do need that wellspring that you dip into, and that you have that support system around, and that you do these other things to make sure that you have some balance, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I've been working on my own for 20 years, raising my family in this office solo. And, traveling and speaking on stages, etc., is exciting, but you do become lonely. And so you need to think about what are the things that I can do to help myself not feel lonely. So I actually feel now it's my sanctuary, because I've got the right people to speak to who I can unpack those lonely thoughts and reframe them, and then I'm perfectly fine again. So yeah, I think it is important that we get ourselves support. We invest in ourselves, not things, in the support that we need, rather than, online shopping. So, for me, there's no online shopping, but I will get myself the support that I need when I need it. So thank you for letting me share all of these little insights into me.
Absolutely, Shanna. Absolutely. The book, everybody, is The Life Plan: Simple Strategies for Building Confidence in a changing world. This is available. We're going to have this available in our Go Shop, so you can go buy it there or anywhere books are sold. Shanna, thank you for being here. Would you come back? Would you come back and talk to us again about some of these strategies?
Oh, I could be here for 3 hours. I love it. So yes, please. I would love it.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you again for being here on Soulivity Weekend. I really appreciate you being here.
Okay. You have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. And everybody, will be back with more Soulivity Weekend.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
You can find all the Satanic products at our Go shop on Soulivity at go.soulivity.com now. Shop for beauty products, skincare, hair care. It is all there at the Go shop. Go shop Soulivity.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Life is full of moments. And when sickness breaks your momentum, from the 5 a.m. stomach bug, or stress and anxiety at work, don't forget you have Teladoc. Great care options by phone, video, or app. 24/7 access to doctors. And access to therapists 7 days a week. From anywhere you are. Day or night. Whatever it is, we're always ready to help. So you can get back to enjoying life's best moments faster. Life is good. Enjoy it well.
Visit a doctor today without even leaving your home. For as little as $19.95 per month for a family plan, you get access to board-certified physicians as often as you need it. And there's $0 for medical visits anytime, anywhere. Register now by visiting soulivity.com/health perks. That's soulivity.com/health perks.
And now back to more Soulivity Weekend.
I hope you're enjoying our show on how to build your own life plan. Now, as always, when we create these shows for you, I personally try to think about what tips and additional information I can share to support you on your journey. So for today, here's some thoughts that came to mind when we're talking about building your life plan or executing a life plan. Remember, you aren't creating a plan with a finite ending. It's a plan to create how you're going to live your journey. So from time to time, you may need to update your plan so it matches where your consciousness leads you. Okay. Another tip, this is a process and not a book, you know, and you need to learn how to practice what your life plan dictates every single day. I want you to meditate on it, pray on it, let your soul really feel it. Okay. Another tip, make sure you include any additional activities that will anchor the feeling of your new life plan in your body. This is very important. You want to include things like a treasure map or a vision board. These things can really help you gain success quickly and more effectively. I hope these tips help you create your best life today, okay? Now go out and do it.
Welcome to your new you with Aspire by Soulivity. Virtual inspiration for your mind, body, and soul. With the help of at-home experts and celebrity guests, Aspire by Soulivity provides tools to tap into the passion and purpose that lives within you. Find classes to educate and motivate you. From nutrition to your body and a whole lot more. So, take the leap. Start your new journey with Aspire by Soulivity today. Sign up now.
Six years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now. And now back to more Soulivity Weekend.
Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Listen, I want to once again thank Shannah Kennedy for joining me and sharing with all of us how we can create a happier and more joyful life in this moment. If you want to learn more about Shanna, please visit her website at shannahkennedy.com. And as always, we're going to have her book, The Life Plan, available at our Go shop at go.soulivity.com, or you can purchase it wherever books are sold. So with all of that, I want to once again thank you for joining me for today's Soulivity Weekend. Stay tuned as we have even more great people for you to meet and more inspiration to create your best life today with passion, purpose, and of course, high quality living. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.
Follow us on social media for giveaways, events, and a whole lot more.